Today, just about time for the roundtable, but on my right, but always political left, Ogie Overman, David Daggett, stayed over from a previous segment, Bob Shackelford. He used to be president of Randolph Community College, now has his own company, the Shackelford Creative Leadership Institute, isn't it?
That's right.
All right, congratulations. We could do a whole thing just on your thing, but not now. All right, first topic. Governor Roy Cooper's at it again, guys. This time he commuted prison sentences for 2 more murderers. One of the murderers only served 17 years of a 33-year sentence, the other 24 years of a 52-year sentence. You guys okay with letting killers out of prison early? Ogie?
I don't know the details, Jim, but I mean, that's not that unusual. They both served over half their sentences and they're eligible for parole, so I don't think I have a problem with it.
David?
Yeah, to answer your question, generally no. However, there are individual stories. I don't know the stories here and don't know the merits of the decision. I think we need to keep that in place and give that discretion to the
board.
Officials.
Yeah, the board recommends to Cooper. Yeah, Bob?
I know there are extenuating circumstances to be considered, but for violent crimes, I'm not as inclined.
All right. The State Commerce Department reports that we lose up to $13 billion in economic impact each year because North Carolinians with young children cannot afford child care. And that's because if these folks could afford child care, they say up to 68,000 more people would be in the workforce. Guys, should taxpayers subsidize child care for parents, or should the state offer tax breaks for companies and provide child care, or both, or neither? Ogie?
I think it should be covered by insurance, first of all. But failing that, I don't have a problem with either of those options. But
David?
I say yes, yes, and yes, and yes to other alternatives. We've got a problem in our community, in our society. We need to put our heads together and figure out a way to solve the problem.
People who are not involved have no idea how expensive child care is today. Subsidize it, put these people to work, and let them be taxpayers.
To put them on the tax rolls. Good. All right. If someone mails in a ballot early and then he or she dies before Election Day, only 10 states are required by law to count that vote. 9 states are required not to count the vote of someone who dies after doing a mail-in ballot before Election Day. All other states like North Carolina allow for challenges to it, allow for discretion. Here's a question. Should Congress pass a law to require all 50 states to count a vote of a person who died after mailing his or her ballot? Ogie?
absolutely. My wife and I were talking about, we voted early in case we died, that our vote would count. I mean, I wanted to vote, if I died before the election, I wanted to vote against Trump and make it known.
Well, that's our vote against or for anybody, but we don't know. David?
As a general policy, I think, yes, they should count. For example, because you're going to make a distinction without a difference somewhere along the way. What if I always vote, I'm the first person in line, I vote at 6:30 on Election Day.
Right.
What if I die before they're counting?
Right.
Should that one count?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna draw the line?
Yeah.
If you voted, it should count.
Bob?
They're not going to check everyone's breathing status on Election Day, so count all of them. If you voted legally, it counts.
All right, I agree. The Winston-Salem Site School Board is considering a change to their hiring process. If the proposed change passes, applicants who test positive for THC on their pre-employment drug screening will not be automatically rejected for employment. One reason, last year, the Winston-Salem Site County Schools lost 2 teachers, just in one example, lost them to Guilford schools who do not drug test job applicants. Guys, should all teacher applicants statewide be drug tested or not? Ogie?
No. I mean, times have changed, Jim. I mean, everywhere in the country, marijuana is legal just about everywhere now. And other drugs, test for coke and meth, not for pot.
David?
I believe, yes, we should test for it. Yes, it should be a criteria. I don't think it should be an automatic disqualifier. Sometimes it's medically prescribed.
Right.
There's now these gummies out there that some doctors are recommending. What's the story behind it?
Yeah.
If they wake up every morning and smoke a joint, it might be a disqualifier.
Bob?
If you want to smoke pot or drink or stand on your head on your own time, it's not the school's problem unless you make it the school's problem. If you come to work high or drunk and it affects your performance, we're going to test you and we're going to nail you.
All right, there you hear it from an educator. The merits of high-speed police chases are once again being debated across the country following reports of citizen fatalities. Since these chases often occur on federal highways, should Congress ban the use of high-speed chases everywhere? Ogie?
Yes. I covered a story in Jamestown about a fatality state patrolman was following a speeder and hit a grandmother and her granddaughter and
Right.
killed them both. Yeah, I don't like it.
All right, quickly.
Yeah. No, they should not regulate that. I have handled cases where there's been speeding law enforcement and they've shattered families' lives. However, there is a time and place for speeding law enforcement, and what we need to do is we need to properly train, properly monitor, and properly enforce proper law enforcement standards.
Over time, the highways are not going to be safer by letting people go without any consequences.
All right. Finally, a new study says there are health benefits to wearing pajamas around the house all day, guys. Other than when you've had to stay at home sick, have you ever lounged around in your PJs all day, Ogie?
You know, I like to dress up and all, but I mean, during the pandemic, there were probably 3 days out of the week I
You did
didn't
it.
bother to get dressed.
David, are you a pajama lounger?
I don't think I've ever done that.
Really?
I get up, get dressed, I get going every day.
Regardless, Bob.
Jim, you've just described a beautiful day.
All right. That's all for that.